Hey guys, Redex here, and today I'm bringing you another deck profile in the snow, because Canada. Yeah. So, been testing out Luard, if you haven't noticed. Yeah, this build's gonna be pretty janky-ish. My friend persuaded me to run less grade 3s, so I tried it out. It worked pretty well, except for the few times I had to gyze at 3. But yeah, Luard got support set 14 because, you know, he became bad guy because of gyze, but heck. Anyways, starting off with the starter, we're running Dragwizard, Vicreau, this guy. Skill is Ritual 3, put into soul. When it is retired from rearguard from one of your effects or costs from the card with your ritual ability, you can pay the cost, countercharge 1. Very nice because the deck does go through a lot of counterblasts depending on how you play it, and also goes through a lot of soul. So again, really helpful starter. Unfortunately, it will die if you're playing against like Kagero, because, you know, Gatling Claw, any control deck. So yeah, but he's really good just to help get resources back for the deck. Grade 3s, obviously I just mentioned I'm running less grade 3s. For Dragfall Luard, the new grade 3 Luard, obviously run 4 of because he's a really good card. Start with the second skill, Counterblast 1. When your G unit strides, you may pay the cost. If you do, search your deck for one grade 1 or less unit, call to rearguard circle, shuffle your deck. Then, if that card has the ritual ability, choose one of your opponent's rearguard and retire in the same column and retire it. Good control, which is nice. Shell Paladin used to have that before they start retiring their own dudes. I think they used to. No, have they? I think they kind of have like cards back in the day, which kind of also retires your opponent's field. Not as much now. They retire their own dudes, but hey, it's nice to see Shell Paladins getting some control-ish. But yeah, so it's also really fun to use that skill with Diablo, because if they have 2 rear guards at the start of your turn, you can pop 1, and then they have only 1, then they can't guard. It's pretty fun. And then his first skill, which is stupid, Ritual X being a certain amount of cards. You may pay Counterblast 4 and choose a normal unit from your drop zone and put it into the bottom of the deck. You can Stride or Ultimate Stride for free. Now you're thinking, oh man, Counterblast 4, that's kind of hefty, but the counterblast cost is reduced by 1 for every grade 1 in your drop zone. So if you have 4, you just basically put a normal unit back to the bottom of the deck. Just like that. It is stupid, it is nice, and you should be running Luard. This Luard is a 4 of. And I'm still running one of the other Luard, the old Luard, because even though my friend says to run 4, I still want to hit my grade 3s, so 5. I run 5 grade 3s. Yeah, old Luard is still good, especially his first ritual skill. You can put 2 units to the bottom of the deck from your drop zone, normal units, and you can strap for free. Just nice because you're recycling cards. And then Counterblast 1 on Stride, retire unit, call up to 2 grade 1 or less to separate rearguard circle. So yeah, it's nice. You can be on the old Luard, but specifically you want to be on the new Luard. So yeah, on to grade 2s. First thing, run for Slaptail. He's a really good card. Skill is, his second skill is, in the deck or drop zone, if you have a grade 4 Vanguard with Luard, he becomes a grade 1. So you can call him out. He counts for ritual only when you're a grade 4 Luard. Not like Morfessa when she's in the drop zone. GB1, she's a grade 1. So be careful about that. And then his first skill, Ritual 3, when when your other grade 3 is placed on the rearguard circle, if you have a Vanguard with a ritual ability, that unit that was placed, and then this unit gets 3k until the end of battle. So he's kind of like Gronsk, but also buffing the unit that was called. And it's only restricted to grade 1s, and you need to have a ritual Vanguard. God, is freezing. It's freezing raining outside. Sorry if you hear any clickering in the background. Yeah, he's a really good card. For the fact that if you keep calling stuff, he'll just get buffed up and buffing all the other stuff that's called. And the fact that he can be a grade 1 in the deck or drop zone is really good. So, yeah. Next, 3 Dagdas. He's just there for like multi-attacking. Because his skill is Ritual 5, GB1. When he attacks a Vanguard, if you have a Luard Vanguard, you can counterblast 1 and choose one of your grade 1 or less rear guards and retire it. You search for 2 grade 1s from your deck and call them a separate rear guard, and then you shuffle your deck. So basically, yeah, again, just having multi-attacks with this guy. So you swing with the column, you swing with him, then you pay the cost, call 2, call on top of the first column, and then you have another column to swing with. And then, because you run stands, if you manage to stand Dagda again, and you have another counterblast to kill, another attack, call another column. It's stupid, especially if you're on like especially when you're on like Dragabyss and you have like 12 grade 1s in your drop zone, which is nice and really annoying to play against. But yeah, 3 Dagdas just for those multi-attack combos. Because you're gonna expect this guy if you're running like less Luards, less grade 3s. 3 Gaunan. Skill is counterblast 1. Choose a grade 1 with a ritual ability from your hand. Discard it. When he's placed on rear guard, you may pay the cost. If you do, draw 2 cards. Essentially, since he's not Generation Break 1 restricted, you can play him early game, just to help fish out your grade 3 Luard if you don't have your grade 3 Luard. Yeah, that's essentially it. Why you run him. You just want to also building up your ritual count in your drop zone, but mostly for like trying to get your Luard, because you only run 5. Well, I run 5. I know some people run 4, like my friend. And then finally, 2 Morfessas, because she's still a really good card. 14k attacker on Ritual 3, GB1, on hit pressure, and then counts as a grade 1 in the drop zone. So yeah. Alright, on to grade 1s. For Fuamnach, however you say her name, 4 of her. You run her for her first skill. From hand, you can discard her and choose a rear guard with a ritual ability and rest it. You draw a card. Again, this is not Generation Break restricted. You can do it early game. Drawing a card helps you try to fish out your grade 3 Luard. And you can just rest your starter because that's ritual. Before I was running her with this guy, but it was kind of hard because he didn't have ritual, so I had to call down another card in order to proc her skill. But yeah, again, draw 1 just to hopefully just fish your grade 3 Luard out, and then her ritual 5 skill. If you have a grade 4 Vanguard with Luard in its name, she gets 7k power and resists, which is pretty nice. 14k booster and resists, so you know Kagro can kill it. So yeah, it's nice. 3 of the new Swordbreaker is a new Swordbreaker, 7k body, ritual 1, which is easy to hit. So yeah, really good card. 2 Lucha Libre. I know that's not her name, but Lucharba, Lucha Libre. I don't care. Lucha Libre. Just to have, again, you can use it for her first skill. Becomes a 10k booster. Second skill is also pretty nice. You can, if a rear guard gets retired due to an effect or a cost of a card, you can instead put it to soul on once return. again, it's just nice because you're filling up soul for your your cards. But honestly, like, you're just there just because ritual. So yeah. 2 Abyssal Owls help fish out Luard. Also help thin your deck out, you know, keeping triggers in your deck. Because you can check top 7, if you already have a Luard, you can check top 7 for Luard, then just drop that Luard. So yeah, deck thinning, filter your deck. One of this Owl, just for the early game, Ritual 1, on attack, Vanguard, it gets 4k, so that becomes 11k. Yeah, and then you run stands, so you can stand it again, early game, very nice. And then 4 PGs, because recycling PGs is super good. So yeah. Now for trigger lineup, 4 Bellial Owls, because drawing cards is really good and recycling triggers is super good. 4 Ravens, rest it, put into soul, not put into soul, put it top of the deck, shuffle your deck, check top 2, call up to 2 to separate regards as rest, and then put the other cards in the bottom deck in any order, and then retire the cards you called at the end of the turn. Retiring grid 1s help for your ritual count. The fact that you can call 2 cards to thin your deck out and make sure you leave triggers behind. And then also, because it goes back to the deck, because recycling triggers is super good. You need to recycle triggers. 2 of Arsur, because you retire, he counts for 2 units as if you retire him from our cost, and he also goes back to the deck because recycling triggers is super good. 2 draw triggers, because you need to try to get your draw into your Luards. Not the Owl, because I like them legs and them thighs and them body. And then 4 heal triggers, because you need a heal in this game, especially you run the new heal trigger, because you can counter charge with soul charge when you use it for G Guardian. And yeah, and I like, because, you know, she's a girl. So yeah. G zone, G units. Start with G units first. Obviously, you run 4 of the new Dragabyss Luard, because he is stupid good. So Axe skill, Soul Blast 1. Choose a face down copy of him, turn it face up, and choose one of your rear guards and retire it. Search your deck for up to 2 grid 1s. Call them with separate rear guards and then shuffle your deck. And if the 2 cards you called has the ritual ability, choose one of your opponent's rear guard and retire it. Again, just you're filling your board. You're killing. You can kill off a grade 1 just to hit your ritual count. And control, where you can kill a guy from your board, your opponent's board. It's pretty nice. And then the skill GB3 Ritual X. Your front row gets 10k for every 4 grid 1s in your drop zone. That is stupid. Getting like 4 is really easy. So you're guaranteed your 10k plus. I did hit 12 in my drop zones. I did get 30k to front row. It's really easy with Luard. And like if you're going first, you can just G guard and you're gonna get your GB3 right off the bat. Dragabyss is like stupid. So run 4 of him because he has Persona Flip. 1 Dragstrider because he's still pretty good stride. You got your guard restrict. You got your +3 for every card you drop. You got your quad check. You got your crit. It's nice stride. If you didn't kill him with Abyss, then you kill him with Strider. If you didn't kill him with Strider, then you try to go to Diablo. Because guard restrict, you get 10k in the crit. Right, they can't guard if they can't retire. Again, if they only have 2 rear guards and you use the on-stride skill of Luard to kill one of their rear guards, they only have 1 that they can't pay the cost to retire their dudes to guard. So yeah. 2 Diablos. 1 Spectral Diablo because restanding is nice. So yeah. Orgeyser and Orgeyser Doom. Still a pretty good card. Obviously, just you'll be riding Orgeyser. You'll be trying onto Doom just to flip the Orgeyser, and then check top 2, kill for every grade 1 or less you draw, and then before you drive check, so you're basically plussing in hand, which is nice. And then 1 Sabraze because you are a Stride deck, so you need to make sure you get your GB1 skills off. I don't run Ultima because I don't have Ultima. If I had Ultima, I'll totally run it, but right now I don't have it. So I'm just gonna move on to G guards. 2 plot makers because really simple, easy condition to hit. Ritual 3 for 10k plus shield, which is pretty nice. One of this dude, Dark Dragon, Dark Veil Dragon, DDDDD 40s. Really good card for late game. Skill soul blast 1. When he's placed on Guardian Circle, you may pay the cost. If you do, he gets 5k for every. He gets 5k for every 2 grid 1s in your drop zone, and it will stack. So big defensive shield up there. One of Gelato. Just to flip. It's a G guard. Move 2 grade 1s from your rear guards to the Guardian Circle. If you move 2, you draw a card. So up to 2. So yeah. It's pretty good. And then lastly, this card, I hate her so much. When placed on Guardian Circle, you reveal top 5 cards of your deck. You call all the grid 1s into Guardian Circle and put the rest in the bottom deck. I hate her so much because every time I use that card, I only get like 1 grid 1, or I only get PGs. Yeah, but if you want to accelerate your grade 1 drop, your ritual account, then play her. And that is it for this deck profile. The build is really janky. I'm not sure how to feel about the jankiness of this deck because it's only 5 grade. I only run 5 grade 3s, and it kind of irks me, but it does work, which also kind of irks me that I have to run 5 grade 3s just to make this deck work well. But yeah, you do run the risk of G assisting. I did have G assist like a few times. But yeah, oh, actually it looks pretty uniform. Got the evil side going facing that. Yeah, alright. Let's do it like that. Alright, cool. But yeah, that's it for this deck profile. I'm pretty sure my friend will be watching this video and he can probably explain things better than I can. So he'll probably just like leave comments on the bottom. But yeah. Any questions, I'll probably just direct it to him because he knows better. I should have asked him to do deck profile, but anyways, yeah, that's it for this deck profile. Like what you see, you can like the video, subscribe if you want to see more, leave any comments down below. I'll try to get to them, or I'll get my friend to answer them, because yeah. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.